It's time for the insane, the honest, and the profane with your hosts, Ryan Fitzgibbons.
I mean, if he's just as good as Justin Fields, it's probably the worst draft pick in the history of Bears football. Probably is. And one of the worst draft picks in the history of the NFL. I mean, I'm sorry. If he's the same player, if he's less than, we got a big problem.
And Brandon Combs.
You guys have to enjoy what is in front of you. And I don't know where it's going to lead, but enjoy it while it lasts, because I expect this thing to last. I expect the team that we saw yesterday to show up week in and week out from here on out.
It's Combs and Fitz Windy City Sports Talk right now on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. And what's going on, Windy City Sports Talk fans? It's your boy, Brandon Combs, along with my guy, Ryan Fitzgibbons. Fitzy, what is going on, buddy?
Okay, buddy.
Dude, I'm
doing okay, buddy?
I'm doing just fine.
Are you okay?
Look,
are you all right? This is all Cubs fans right now when they woke up this morning.
When Cameron was in Egypt's land, let my Cameron go. Look, I, this is not the way that I wanted to
What a
start
loser. Boo for the Cubs.
I'm done.
Thanks,
Eric.
Not the way I wanted to start off this show. And look, for those that don't know, we are on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com now. If you want to check out the website, check it out, ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I am one of the program directors of the radio station, along with Ernie Scatton as well. And we are trying to grow the radio station for sure. And it's a big venture for Illinois Media School and what this radio station is going to be and what it's going to stand for. You got a lot of rising voices within the industry that are going to be a part of this network. And we are happy to be a part of it as well. I was hoping to start this relationship with Chicagoland Sports Radio off with an NLCS berth, but we did not get that last night with the Chicago Cubs. Fitz,
sort of the theme.
Part of that game.
Sort of the theme. Watch pretty much the whole thing. Sort of been the theme of the show. That we don't get what we want when it comes to the playoffs. Since we started the show, for people who don't know, who might be listening for the first time, this was our first playoffs for the Big Four sports, Big Four male sports. I should quantify it. So this was the first, and for what they had, it's a successful year. It's a very good, not great year. And I think it's blaringly obvious what this team lacked, which is a good thing, actually. I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes, I feel like, in the offseason. I think some guys are getting older now on this team, but I don't want to go through the whole thing. I want to give you the floor first, but I think overall it was a successful season for the Cubs. It's too bad they lost to a rival, and I just think it's blaringly obvious. We've talked about it, and we'll talk about it more today, but I think it's blaringly obvious what this team lacks. So
yeah. So look, I said this last week because the series started on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
My big thing with this Cubs team and with this series was the choice of pitching. And it started in game one, and it started with going with a 34-year-old Matthew Boyd, who's coming off of Tommy John surgery, who is doing things that you look at and you're like, all right, he had a good season, but he got shelled in September. It was a great story in the wild card round. The pregame press conference with him talking about his grandfather and getting emotional and wanting this situation. and they win that game, even though you only trusted them for 58 pitches before you took them out of the game. And then you're going to start him on short rest in the NLDS, and he gets obliterated in the first inning. And then to start Shota in game 2 in Milwaukee, when you're in game 3, the forecast is for 60-degree weather with windy conditions, with the wind blowing in, just didn't make any sense to me. And I don't get what you're thinking going into a game 5 with a bullpen game. I don't understand it. You tell me that Cade Horton pitched the day before. He pitched a good bullpen session. Everything came out great. You've still got Javier Assad, who wasn't on the roster. You're telling me Ben Brown couldn't have woke up with a calf issue? You're telling me Ben Brown couldn't have woke up with a bad back? I don't understand the idea of, hey, we're going into this game and we're not going to have our best pitcher on the mound. So that being said, I went into this postseason with no expectations for this team. I didn't think that they were a World Series team, but I wouldn't have been shocked had they gone there. This was a team who the roster we've talked about at length was not very good. There were a lot of holes with this roster. You didn't have a top end rotation starter. Yeah. You barely had a bullpen. You definitely didn't have a legitimate closer. And this team still found a way to win 92 games. This team still found a way to be one game shy of an NLDS, 5 wins shy, if you really want to do the math, of going to a World Series. So I'm not going to totally, like go crazy and be like, oh, this is a failure and go nuts on this team. But there's a lot of things that have to happen in this offseason. You have to go out and you have to get a front end starter. You don't go and spend $400 million on Kyle Tucker. I'm sorry, but you don't. You look at what Kyle Tucker was. For one, he seemed like a player who didn't want to be in Chicago after the first half of the season. And you could take that $400 million and you could spend it on some frontline pitching and a bona fide closer. And I think you're still going to get just as much production, if not more production, out of some of your guys that you didn't want to trade for a front end starter or for a closer at the trade deadline because they were so, such valuable commodities in your farm system. So now it's time to bring these guys up. Owen Casey has to be your starting right fielder next year. This has to be. I'm fine with trading Ian Happ too. Trade Ian Happ, get what you can out of him, and let Kevin Alcantara play left field. You have Alcantara in left field. You have and then you've got your homegrown talent outfield, and see what you've got. Because to continue doing things the way that you're doing, Jed Hoyer has to change the way he's been operating this ball club. He just does. Granted, you put together a 92-win team, but I don't think this team won 92 games because of the roster you put together. I think this team won 92 games because they overperformed in the first half and they stayed consistent enough in the second half. That's how the team won 92 games. So I don't see I don't see it like, and I have to say this. And my guy Tony Lopez, Tilo, this part goes out to you. All of you White Sox fans that are out there celebrating this because it's the first thing you've had. It's the first thing you've had to do for since 21.
Pretty sure that gets us kicked off YouTube.
White Sox fans have cheered for since 2021, and you're going to rejoice in this. I mean, good for you guys. Congratulations.
So everybody knows I'm not rejoicing.
I've got people throwing out videos and talking trash. I did have a bet with Tilo that he wanted to throw out there in all this. So, good for you. You guys can celebrate. You guys can be happy that the Cubs lost, blah, 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 blah. The Brewers breaking out the L flag last night. If that doesn't put something in the Cubs organization for them to go out there and be like, you know what, it's time to take over this damn division, then I don't know what will.
Yeah, No, it should. And I mean, I think we're just going to chew at the margins a little bit here. I mean, I don't think there's anything within the lines of what you said that I really disagree with. Jeremiah did say they were on the brink and the front offense didn't finish the job. I lean more that way. I think you lean more managerial, but either way, that's to me, like I said, that's that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's just chewing at the margins. I do think what you do and and I hate to what a lot of teams do, not just teams do, but a lot of Chicago teams this seems to be a theme in this city and a lot of cities that don't have a lot of championship teams or a lot of playoff teams. We hadn't had a playoff team since you mentioned it 2021 in the four male sports. Is that they ruin the windows that they open. And the Sox did the same thing. Sox had a pretty talented team, questionably the most talented team in the league for about 2.5 years. And they never got a right fielder. They had pretty good starting pitching. I mean, I just saw the other day, someone texted me the 4 pitchers that were on other teams that were in the same rotation for the Sox: Crochet, Rodon, Cease, and Giolito. Crochet wasn't in the rotation, but was on the team. All 4 were on the team at the same time. You throw Sale in there, who won the Cy Young last year. Yeah, I hate to make this a Sox thing, but you have a window that this year I think the Cubs and their front office did not take advantage of. I think you did have a championship lineup. Now, the lineup was not consistent, I think, in parts of the second half and in the playoffs, but I think you had a championship lineup or enough to get there. I think if you have a top 15 starter in this league, maybe even top 20 starter in this league, I think you're in the NLCS. I really do. I just think that goes without saying. I think it was blaringly obvious what this team lacked. And you're right. They don't really have a serious bullpen either. And they've never been serious at getting a bullpen together. You need to have a John Lester type signing this offseason, or I'm going insane. Because, as we do this podcast, when we first got on this podcast, the Sox won 100 games in 2 years. That's true. Yeah. So we should stop talking about them. I know. I should, but I can't. Anyway, I just think you need a John Lester type signing in this offseason, or I'm going to go nuts because as we've done this podcast, I came on as a White Sox fan, but I want this Cubs team to do well. Yeah. I watch them too damn much. I invest too much goddamn time for them to do a little bit better. And I don't think. I mean, maybe you can make at the last 8 teams in this playoffs that the Cubs might have been the 6th team, but it feels like they are the bottom of those last 8 teams that were left in this playoffs. I feel like any team could have beat them. I believe those 2 teams that faced off on Saturday in an historic end of a 5-game series. What a ridiculous series Detroit and Seattle had. I think those teams were better than the Cubs. I mean, I think Tariq Skubal is one of the best pitchers we've seen in quite some time. Tigers game 5 was also mismanaged by taking out Skubal. Yes, we do want to talk about that. We do want to talk about that, and you could start if you like.
But I could give you my steal on that Tigers Mariners game, Megan.
Nice point.
They did take out Skubal too early for sure, but I would counter with that by saying the Mariners had a 1-0 lead and took out George Kirby early when he had only thrown 66 pitches.
Yeah.
So I think both teams took their starters out way too early. They're aces, and that's something that the Cubs don't have. The Cubs don't have an ace. The Cubs don't have a guy who is a bona fide ace. And I've heard Cubs fans talking about, this is a different. You're gonna have addition without addition by getting Justin Steele back. Justin Steele is not a number 1. Cade Horton develop into a number 1. Cade Horton looked really good towards the end of the year. He might,
but I'm not relying on him to be my number 1 going into next season.
Exactly. You have to go out there and you have to get a front end starter. You have to get the best pitcher on the market. It needs to be a Chicago Cub next year. Same thing with closer. You have to have a bona fide closer. You have to know who your closer. You've got some really electric arms in that bullpen. Brad Keller, electric arm. Daniel Palencia, electric arm. But those are guys who should be coming in the 6th and 7th inning, not in the 9th. And you should have a bona fide closer. It would have been nice for this team to have had a Mason Miller. It would have been nice for this team to have had a Merrill from
the Diamondbacks. Yeah,
it would have been nice to have any of that. But the Cubs didn't. They didn't go and get any of that. They added Andrew Kittredge, who
you have Kittredge
in the stretch, but it wasn't like, dude. I mean, give up your top prospects. Go get Mason Miller.
You need to be undeniable, man. You need to be undeniable. Tarek Skubal, undeniable. Mason Miller, undeniable. Even if you got a Kenley Jensen.
Yeah.
Who had a really good year and still has a good arm. That guy's got a rubber arm. Even if you picked up him, he would have been good to give you a bridge maybe to Palencia or somebody else.
Your Chapman. You didn't add that one piece that you absolutely needed and that everybody knew you needed. You didn't go and do it. And that's when everything kind of started to tumble. And I agree with Jeremiah's comment. Where you say you might have messed with your players when the organization said, "Now we're good at the trade deadline." I agree with that because as a front office, and Anthony Rizzo talked about it too. Like when they added Chapman in 2016, that team said, "Oh, here we go, it's go time."
Yeah.
When you stand pat this year, your players like, "Oh, okay." Do they not believe in us?
It seemed like it. And that was going to be my next question. Did they not believe this team would even perform as well as they did? Did they, it kind of seems like it. By not picking up anybody and then having all these explanations. Merrill Kelly is the name. Not even have those no one else really got to start. Merrill Kelly, pretty good starter and throw strikeouts.
Yeah.
You need strikeouts, home runs and strikeouts in the playoffs because those are definitive. That is a run. Strikeout is an out. Yeah. There's no fumbling with the ball. It can't squeak through. There isn't a pop fly, especially with a contact team in Milwaukee. You needed a strikeout pitcher. You did not get that. And that lost them the series. And really, you can't drop 2 games like that. You can't lose by that much to where games are no doubters. You can't.
We're focused on the pitching right now too, but I would like to point this out that the pitching wasn't terrible in this series. I mean, minus game 1 where they got. I guess game 1 and 2, but when you're talking about game 5 in the way that they only gave up 3 runs yesterday, the offense did not show up. Kyle Tucker did not show up. Kyle Tucker was probably the least clutch hitter it was so bad to watch. Ian Happ was brutal. He was a liability at the plate in the playoffs.
He won him a game.
Seiya Suzuki was a beast.
He kind of won him a game though. Ian Happ at least got the 3-run homer in.
Okay. I think he hit like 185 in the playoffs this year.
I think you also had a problem at third base too. I mean, Matt Shaw was not ready for prime time. I think you had a problem there too. But I mean, I don't think that lost
the error yesterday too.
What's that?
Dansby Swanson with the error yesterday.
Yeah, and he can't have any errors just because you need a really great defense from him, which he brought in that first series. You have to have a really good series from him because his
you can't have any errors when you hit the way you're hitting.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another point. Like there's guys on contract who are getting older. Like you said, Ian Happ is getting traded. He might not be your left fielder anymore. Your shortstop is getting older. He's wearing down. You had at least a plus year from him this year. I think all things said, you had a plus year. He had a good series in the first series. Probably not a great series in the second series, but still a plus player. Getting older. Like there's players that are going to be out. I mean, Imanaga might not be getting older, but people are starting to figure him out. I mean, 31 home runs. Yeah, 31 home runs this year, and then the home runs in the playoffs. Those are glaring. He's a third pitcher at best in your playoffs, maybe a fourth pitcher, maybe a guy who gives you some inning. I mean, I don't even know. But there is aging contracts on what is a young team. I get it, but there are aging contracts, holes you might have to fill on this team still.
And I'll say this before we get to some football, because I do want to talk some football. I think the Bears are going to have a really good week this week. But I will say this about the Cubs, man. You have the GM who, I've said it before and I'll say it again, has the smallest pair of GM cojones in the league.
I like how you cleaned it up.
Yeah, well, Chicagoland Sports Radio now, so we're FCC airwaves.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah. But you can't be going at the roster the way that you've gone at the roster. You've been a coward. You've been a coward as a GM, and I have no problem saying that. Jed Hoyer has been a coward as a GM. He doesn't go out and he doesn't make the big splash signings. He doesn't spend the money in the right places. And you could talk all you want about Tom Ricketts not spending money. Over the last 5 years, they have averaged $40 million more per year in payroll than the Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers have been 58 games better. It's not about the money. It's about how you spend the money. It's about the talent that you develop and what you put in your roster. And the Brewers have done a better job at that without spending as much money. They've been 58 games better than you in the last 5 years.
Ooh.
That's not good. And you look at what he's done, and then he gets the extension before the trade deadline, and then he stands pat and does absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But then I don't let Craig Counsell off the hook, because yes, did he get put in a bad spot with this rotation by Jed Hoyer? Absolutely. But then you didn't put those guys that you did have, who won 92 games, in a position to succeed in the playoffs. Matthew Boyd on short rest was a terrible decision. Shota Imanaga in Milwaukee in Game 2 was a terrible decision.
Holmes Jr. says trade Shota. I don't know. You need an innings guy. He's a really good innings guy.
You're not trading Shota.
Ian Happ does have one more year left at $18 million. You could trade him.
Marcus Matt did big ball, and Jed failed the team. Yeah, he failed the team. I mean, he failed the team by not putting together the roster, but then Craig Counsell failed the team by being the highest paid manager in baseball that mismanaged his roster. I mean, he just did. You mismanaged the pitching rotation, and you could say what you want. Yeah, they ended up forcing a fifth game, because this team is what I mean. They're a gritty team, man. They find ways to win despite the deficiencies that they have within the roster. But you can't put your team in that situation. This team could run this division for years to come if Jed Hoyer would get off of his damn hands and do something. And he's not doing it. And so this offseason, he's going to have to do something. And if he doesn't, this team is going to be what it is. And it's a team that's going to be vying for a wild card year in and year out, as opposed to a team that is owning the Central for the next 5 to 10 years.
The Brewers also, Jeremiah, also just won their first playoff series since the prehistoric era. This was a lose-lose for baseball because one of these pansy organizations had to win. And
well, both of these teams play well versus LA. The Cubs and the Brewers both had winning records versus the Dodgers. The Brewers swept the Dodgers this year.
Yeah, I mean, when did they face him in the regular season? I'd like to know a little bit more than that, because the Dodgers are not what the Dodgers were in the second half of this regular season.
In October. They as soon as the playoffs started, the Dodgers flipped.
Which I did not see happening. I did not see them beating Philly, and I think both those teams were better than these two teams in this series. It's going to be an interesting series just because it's two very different teams, not just from a payroll sense. I mean, obviously Milwaukee's going to be the underdog, I think, in the series.
Even with July. All 6 games were in July.
Yeah. I don't think the Dodgers were lighting the world on fire then. And who knows? Like when you get to a series, sometimes you have to drop a game or two because a guy's hurt or you're resting players, whatever. It's weird when guys face who in a series, but it's hard for me not to pick the Dodgers in this next series. Dodgers and
I like that.
You're rooting for the Dodgers. You're rooting for the Dodgers. You're a child. Yeah. You're a child. Grow up.
I don't want the Brewers.
How could you not? The Dodgers are a good storyline. Maybe if you're the Wolf of Wall Street, the Dodgers.
To be honest with you, I don't think it matters. I think the Mariners are going to win the World Series. I really do.
Wow, you heard it here first and only.
But their pitching staff is heads and tails above everybody else that's left in the playoffs. Heads and tails, even the Dodgers.
They are pretty good.
Yeah, they're very good. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got one of the best power hitters in the game. You got a lot of good players around him as well. Kyle Raleigh. That's a good team. What a series that was. I mean, and taking Scooble out there. I hate market baseball. It empowers idiots like Reinsdorf. Jeremiah is out of the bathtub today. He's definitely out of the bathtub.
The candles are not lit.
The candles are not lit. He has not meditated today or done any yoga. Anyway, and taking Scooble out though there, I just don't get it. I don't get it. We talked about it before the show 20 years ago. There's no way he's taken out.
Yeah, 99 pitches. Yeah.
He's into the 11th inning 35 years ago. I mean, and I know we have all
Kirby coming out after 66 pitches in the 6th inning.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I mean, we're saving them for what? This is the end of your season. I don't care about the data analytics. I don't think they apply to Tarek Skubal. I just don't think the same data analytics are applying to that guy. And I think if you interview him, he could have done another 30 pitches and he didn't want to get out in that game. I mean, you're looking at a starting pitcher that almost wins a series all by himself. And it's kind of a shame that we're not going to see him pitch the next series. And I think maybe we do if they keep him in. It's interesting. I mean, I'm not there. I don't know the team. I don't know him. Maybe somehow they knew that he was getting tired in some way he was pitching, but it did not look like he was getting tired.
Yeah.
Did it look like he was tired to you? Did you watch a lot of the game?
Jeremiah says, look at the 4 straight complete games from the Sox in 05. It's a different game now. And there was a season in 05?
It's got me yelling at the clouds. He's yelling at clouds. He's probably high. TV says Hinch is such an a-hole. I know Hinch is heavy on data analytics, him being on the Astros. He's very heavy on cheating as well. Although I did want him to
be a punchable face too.
Although
than Jake Mizorowski.
He was coming to the White Sox. Like he wanted to come here. The White Sox had all the talent. Detroit had a longer way to go. And we got Sleepy Vampire face.
His signature was even on the graphic when Tony La Russa was announced.
He's tired. I'm tired.
Tired
of this conversation, really.
But yeah, look, baseball. I do. If picking from the Final Four, I'm probably Dodgers Mariners is where I lean.
It's hard for me to go against the best contact hitting team in the league and the Toronto Blue Jays. It's very hard. And that young giant man who pitches totally overhand.
Yeah.
That is a weird pitching. I should know his name. Now that we have a real broadcast. I should know his name. But I don't. Jeremiah, please help me. But that team, pretty good, man. It's hard for me to go against them, against the Mariners.
Yeah.
That Toronto Blue Jays team. Yeah, but I'm going to have to say Blue Jays, Dodgers myself. If I had to say it.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers are just. The Brewers are a scrappy team. I don't know if the Dodgers can sweep that series. The Dodgers are just. They flipped a switch in October, man. This offense is playing at a different level. This pitching staff is playing at a different level. They still don't have a bullpen that I trust though, which is why that they've been going with Tyler Glass now out of the pen and their the Japanese guy that they got, not Yamamoto, but the other one, Roki Sasaki, has been coming out as their closer because they don't have a bona fide bullpen. So that does give you a little bit of pause for concern, but I just think that this lineup is too good, and I don't think the Brewers have enough pitching either. I mean, both of these teams, the Cubs and the Brewers, were in a 5-game series, and they both pitched bullpen games in the 5th game because they were out of pitching. Doesn't bode well for a 7-game series for the Brewers. So we'll see where it goes. But let's get to the NFL. Broncos and Jets in a heated 13-11 battle over in London. That game has been abysmal.
It's a taffy pull.
The Jets cannot protect.
Obviously, Doubting Thomas had a comment on it. Jets lead the Broncos 11-10. It's changed. This was a while.
13-11 now. The Broncos kicked a field goal to take the lead.
13-11 with 5. Justin Fields has 38 yards passing. Thanks, Doubting Thomas.
He has, coming into this game though, Justin Fields has completed 67% of his passes this season.
Yeah, and he's been good. He hasn't been great. He's been good. He's been good on a very bad team.
He's got wide receivers that are just terrible. Garrett Wilson has died 7 times and dropped 15 balls in this game. It's been incredible. But no, the offense. I mean, this Broncos defense is so damn good too, though. Garrett Wilson. I mean, he just fell. He heard the footsteps coming, and he just fell and drops his ball.
They both went to Ohio State though, so that's supposed to work out. Looked like it was working out. I went the Pittsburgh Steelers game.
Yeah. The Bears though went on a bye week.
Yeah.
Messed around and got healthy.
Yeah. No, looks like Kyler Gordon's gonna come back. That should be pretty big.
Kyler Gordon coming back. It looks like Brisker's gonna be in the lineup.
There is his brain gonna come with him.
Everybody except for everybody except for Jarrett, who they got in the offseason, is going to be available in this game. And so here, I think that 15 days off for Ben Johnson to get ready for this game. Better come prepared. And this better be maybe the best that we've seen this offense look all season long. And I know, look, we got a new left tackle, Theo Benedict, who you love, out of Joliet Catholic College, Division 9. Division 9 NCAA will be the left tackle.
Second verse, same as the first.
I mean, look, I left tackle, but I think you'll be able to stop the run a little bit more. Jeremiah says if Bill runs all over us, we're in trouble. I think having Kyler Gordon back is going to help that tremendously.
Isn't this the best rushing team in the league, Washington? At least they are. I think Washington Redskins are the best rushing team in the league.
Commanders.
Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus. I just had a seizure.
On Chicagoland Sports Radio for the first time and the last time. So
is it 2015? Still. I want to be in my 30s again. Anyway, my joints wanted me to be in my 30s again too. But anyway, is it Washington Redskins best rushing team in the league? Bears second to worst. rushing defense in the league. I'm correct about all of this, right? Bears are 31st in rushing defense. Washington Redskins number 1. And you think this is going to be a good game for the Bears? Tell me why. Go.
Well, one, they've gotten help.
Go.
So this has been this is going to be a different football team. And I think that the Bears offense, and with Ben Johnson having 2 weeks to get ready, I do think it's going to be a shootout. I do think it's going to be a very high scoring game, but I think that the Bears offensively are better than what the Commanders are right now. The Commanders are going to be missing their top 3 wide receivers. You've got Noah Brown's been ruled out. You've got Terry McLaurin's been ruled out, and Deebo Samuel, I don't know if he's been ruled out yet, but he's doubtful for this game. So there's a lot of issues with the Commanders and their offense as well. So Jaden Daniels, yes, does he still have some weapons? Sure, absolutely. He's got his legs. He's also got Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who's been very good this season. I think this Bears defense is going to look vastly different as well. I mean, I think people don't understand how big of a deal losing Kyler Gordon. Not only is he a very good cornerback, but he helps tremendously in the run game. He really does. And I think it's going to be a different looking defense heading into this week. So I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's probably going to be a 3 or 4 point game. But I think the Bears can pull this one out.
I just don't see it. You got a guy from the Canadian League playing left tackle. You got 2 guys, one of which I don't know if he's good anymore, in Jaquan Brisker. Kyler Gordon coming back for his first game. Could be good. Dennis Allen does like to blitz. He's a terrific blitzer. There are run blitzes at his position too. So I think the defense could be a shade better. I still think you have a defensive line that cannot get to the quarterback if their life depended on it. You're going on against a pretty decent offensive line who's, like I said, the best running team in the league. You're one of the worst, or if not the worst, at the Miami Dolphins didn't exist. And I mean, I just don't see it. And I don't see that your offensive line is that great. After left tackle, I don't think Drew Dahlman has played particularly great. I mean, Joe Tooney, okay. Jonah Jackson might be a liability. I mean, I just don't know where to go from here. Is Colson Loveland even playing?
He is listed as questionable, but he did have full practice on Saturday.
I don't know why you get an injury prone tight end, a guy who was already injured when you drafted him, over Warren for the Colts, who seems to be spearheading that team's success. I just think you can't overcome the draft mistakes by this GM with a good coach, might be a great coach.
I think the most overrated the player that's going to play this coming back from injury is probably going to be Austin Booker. I think he's a difference maker on the edge. I really do. I think this kid is going to be a stud. And if he's healthy and he's playing the amount of snaps that he's supposed to be playing in this game, I think that this Bears defense is going to be very good. I think all of a sudden you can start rushing the passer as well. I think Austin Booker is going to be a dude in this league, and I'm very excited to see what he looks like in a game that is not a preseason game.
And TJ Edwards playing?
Yes.
TJ Edwards playing. That's pretty big in itself.
The only person who's been ruled out of this game for the Chicago Bears is Grady Jarrett. Everybody else had a full practice on Saturday.
Probably your best linebacker last year is back. They don't carry as much weight as they used to, but with this against this team and their running attack, that could be big. And I did like what I saw from Austin Booker. So I will agree with that. That being said,
Darnell Wright's fully healthy, so he can hold some people.
Oh my God. If Loveland plays, go ahead and put in a bet. 100 yards, 2 TDs. Is he going to play the whole game? Because he should have had 100 yards and 2 TDs against Dallas, and then he got hurt.
Did Doubting Thomas hack Jeremiah?
Yeah, Doubting Thomas has Bears winning 31-24. I still don't trust Doubting Thomas's optimism. Your name is Doubting Thomas, and you've liked the Bears pretty much all year. When they've given you no reason. They won by 1 point against a Raiders team that, let's face it, pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, pretty bad's kind of an understatement, too.
Yeah. Who did they lose to? 40-13? Yeah. Like, what? Booker has to show me it's verse number ones. Yeah, he does have to show me verse number ones. Yeah, but
yeah, that's what I said. I'm excited to see him play in a game that's not preseason, right? Like it's I think from what I've seen in the preseason, because he hasn't played a regular season game yet because of injuries. What I've seen from him in the preseason, what I've seen from him and the way he moves and how like just so much better he looks than the guys he was going up against makes me believe that he's going to be good against number ones. I'm excited to see it. I could be completely wrong, but I'm excited to see what he brings to the table on Monday night.
Yeah, I mean, and you can almost do like a Mark Anderson if anybody remembers that player from the 06 season where he's coming in on third downs and doing a lot of the passing downs. He comes in fresh and he can. I don't think he's probably a bull rusher at this point in his career, but maybe one day because he's definitely big enough, but definitely a speed rusher.
Yeah.
And could be really good. I actually agree with you there. Still not as optimistic as you. I think this is a bad matchup for the Bears. I think it's a worse matchup than it was last year when the Bears went into Washington. I think the Bears, I mean, these same players, not very good off a bye.
Washington defense isn't as good as it was last year either, though.
Yeah, I guess I agree with that.
You know what I mean? So I think that you're looking at both teams who can score more. And I think the Bears defense is better than what it was last year. And I think Washington's defense got worse. So that's why I think I do. And I think the revenge angle plays a big thing. I mean, this is the team that caused a downward spiral last year for a lot of these players that are on this roster. And they don't forget that, man. And that gives you motivation.
I mean, you're doing an okay job convincing me. You're not doing a great job convincing me. I'm sorry, sir.
I don't need to convince you. You know who will convince you is the Bears tomorrow on the field.
Wow. I don't know what's going on if you and Doubting Thomas have a separate show that I don't know about that you guys are putting on like Rumble.
Maybe he should be my new co-host.
You guys are putting it on Truth Social or something like that. You both have some kind of show going on where it's just like spewing Bears optimism for no reason. There's no history. They have not drafted well. They don't have the players. They might have a better scheme, but here we go. All right. We got a couple of guys healthy that are better at the edges. None of the players that really matter are all that good. I mean, maybe you probably got a very good to great quarterback. I will tell you that. And I said that at the post game. That Raiders game did more convincing to me than the Dallas game did to me for Caleb Williams. If you want to stop on him for a while, it did. That was a gritty game. That's a game that really shows me and some of the things he did to get out of pressure were things I did not think he could do.
Yeah.
Especially in that game, and basically just competing and having fun doing it, by the way, too. There was a lot of exchanges between him and Crosby that were pretty fun, pretty cool, that you see from star quarterbacks who can do all those things at the same time. He's getting in and out of snaps faster. He's reading faster. He's doing things on time. He knows when to do the off-schedule plays. Maybe he got out of the pocket a little quickly, but I'm sorry. I'm playing in that game. I'm probably getting out of the pocket quickly because your line stunk in that game.
Ben Johnson has an excellent record after a bye week with the Detroit Lions, including 2 consecutive seasons where his offense scored over 40.
This guy lives in Michigan for like 5 years, and he thinks he knows the entire history of the state.
I mean, look, numbers are
It's-
numbers. I mean, some coaches are really good off of a bye, and you need Ben Johnson to be that guy too.
He's like in one of those movies where they like map a new like neural net onto your brain from somewhere else. Like, what happened in Michigan that suddenly Ben Johnson? That's why he likes the Bears, because of Ben Johnson. What a loser you are, Doubting Thomas. Ben Johnson. I mean, I think more than any other sport, and I've said it before, coaching matters more in football. That's why they get paid so much. I think it matters more in football than any other sport. But if you don't have the talent, you don't have the talent. I'm sorry. Could be wrong, but I think they lose by 2 touchdowns in this game.
Here's why you need Ben Johnson to be that coach after a bye week. Because since 2018, the Bears are 1-5 after a bye week. In 2018, they lost 31-28 in overtime to the Dolphins. 2019, 36-25 to the Saints.
I remember that Dolphins game.
2020, 41-25 against the Packers. 2021, lost 16-13 against the Ravens. 2022, lost 25-20 versus the Eagles. 2023, they won 28-13 versus the Lions. And in 2024, wasn't pretty. I don't even want to say it.
Was that the game we simulcasted? That is the worst simulcast we'll ever do. That is the worst simulcast. I mean, our reactions, maybe. I would like to go back and watch part of that, especially when they gave up the run right before halftime with 20 seconds to go. They gave up a 60-yard run to the frickin' Arizona Cardinals. It's been 6 years it's been 6 years they've been in Michigan. Oh, nice comeback. And Ben Johnson is his screensaver. Thank you, Danny DeVito.
I just think you're so...
Doubting Thomas has Bear Severance done in his offseason. You don't know Severance, the show, but those who do know what Jeremiah is talking about. His brain has been switched.
I just think you're so, jaded on the Bears organization that you just can't believe.
I don't do that. No.
That there's a chance that they can actually be good. And I think that this team might actually... I'm not talking about like good as in a playoff team or good as in a 12 or 13 win team.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot here because you're challenging
to beat this Commanders
what
team.
What is your grade on Ryan Poles and why thus far?
My grade on Ryan Poles?
Yes. What's your grade on Ryan Poles and why? I'll wait. You have 20 seconds.
Is there anything below an F? Is there anything below an F minus?
Ben, you just answered your question.
That has nothing to do with my...
You cannot take chicken salad out of chicken crap in this.
My grade on Jet Hoyer is an F minus 2. That team won 92 games this year.
I don't know if I give Jet Hoyer a F minus, but I would give Ryan Poles an F for sure.
What has Jet Hoyer done?
Well, I mean, they've done some things,
No, they haven't.
I mean,
no,
their really young players have proven to be pretty good. So, like, if I'm going to say that Chris Getz has done okay on the White Sox, then I'd say Jet Hoyer's done okay for
a young player who's proven to be good. PCA, because he had a half a good season. He went into the All-Star break with 27 home runs. He finished the season with 31.
31, I know. Colson Montgomery had 21 home runs. He only played half a season, but not even half a season. Yeah. And the Dansby Swanson thing, I don't know if that contract's going to bear out.
Managa, how's that looking? Seiya might save him a little bit because the Seiya thing's starting to turn out to be pretty good. Can't judge a fly ball in his life, but
maybe he's your right fielder next year though. But Yeah, no, that's gotten better. He
Right,
can really hit. I did not see that coming, but I like him.
I do too.
Contact hitter, home run hitter too. I like the way he swings.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you look at Jed Hoyer's record. It's not much different than because there's a couple players you could pick off this Bears roster. Say, all right, good move. You could look at a pick like Austin Booker. You can look at a Caleb Williams. You could look at the hire of Ben Johnson as okay, good. But overall, you've been terrible. You've been terrible as a GM. Your picks have been terrible. Your record has been terrible.
Yeah, I mean, polls. Yeah, I think an F. I don't know how you don't give him an F. I don't. I mean, maybe a D. I could say
maybe it's trending
right.
up. So you decide to come
well. Yeah, he's done well moving around money and getting draft picks, and then but if you don't do anything with the draft picks, that's a problem. And we're back to the Cubs. Well, I did start talking about the White Sox, who haven't played a game in like how many days? So I'll let Combs go back to the Cubs a little bit more.
No, I don't need to go back to the Cubs.
I feel like it's annoying you a little bit more than you're letting on.
I think the Bears are a team that is trending up. I really do. And you look at this team and you look at some of these other dude, they are probably
10 game losing streak last season.
So if you had to power rank the Bears right now, where are they in your power ranking?
Tough. Bottom third.
You're crazy.
Who's in the bottom third in this league?
Who's in the bottom? All right, well, let's start with the Dolphins, who are probably the worst organization in the NFL right now.
No, the Titans are worse than them.
Yeah, no, the Titans are not worse than them because that team as a whole.
Gosh, you're so salty today. Go take a nap. Well, I don't watch a 15-inning game because your Detroit Tigers don't know how to play a freaking baseball on Friday.
So I'm talking like you're talking about the Saints. The Packers are worse than the Bears. The Cardinals are worse than the Bears. Hell, the Cowboys right now are the Bears. The Falcons are worse than the Bears.
The Cardinals are worse than the Bears.
Dude, their quarterback came up with a foot setback on Thursday after practicing on Wednesday. A foot setback on the same day Call of Duty came out. You're not going to tell me that this is a coincidence again.
They are 2-3.
Foot setback.
I'll give you the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, he is kind of. Maybe he should have played baseball.
The Panthers are worse right now. The Giants are worse right now. I would tell you that
Giants are worse right now. They just beat the Eagles pretty handedly.
The Jets are worse right now. The Titans are worse right now. The Browns are worse right now.
Are we counting? I don't know if I have the Giants worse than the Bears right now. But I'll give it to you.
Maybe the same level. How about that? Maybe they're on the same level. But
no, I'll give you the Giants.
I think they're trending up.
Are we at 10 teams yet?
Yeah. Let's see. Vegas, Miami, Cleveland, Tennessee, New York. Both New York teams. So 6. New Orleans, Carolina, Arizona. That's 9. The Falcons. That's 10.
Okay.
I would put the Bears as a top 15 team in the league right now.
What happened to you? We get on the Chicago sports radio.
Top 15. You couldn't see them being the 15th best team in the league right now?
No. By what? What did they won? They beat the Dallas Cowboys and your boy with the new haircut.
You're going off a record. So what if the Jacksonville Jaguars are terrible? They're not very good. They've played a soft schedule. And yes, they beat the Chiefs, but they beat the Chiefs while their quarterback was flopping around like a fish, and not one Chiefs defensive player decided to freaking touch him.
You look like my son who's trying to negotiate his ways from the couch to the coffee table.
It's also a Jaguars team that are only
what amazing play. Can this guy not do any, like, what is with the Trevor Lawrence thing? I don't get it. It's got to be the hair. because everybody hates Sam Darnold. And let's face it, not very good hair, fire crotch.
Yeah.
Great hair, Trevor Lawrence. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves the Jags. Everybody loves Trevor Lawrence. He's not even. I'm sorry. Doubting Thomas can have a conniption fit. He's not a better quarterback than Justin Fields. Justin Fields has been on 3 teams, and Trevor Lawrence every year they drag him out there. He's in his 5th year, and they say he's good, and it's a lie. It's a lie. It's like somehow politics is bleeding into the NFL, where they say, "Oh, it's politics. This guy's great." And it's just like you listen to these people, and they're terrible.
He's only completed 60% of his passes this year.
I mean, it's been every year, and they're like, "Oh no, that one game he had one good half against the Chargers, when in the first half he had 4 picks." Like, I just don't get it. I see that he's talented, but he's a moron, and he looks like a moron too.
6 touchdowns to 5 interceptions and a 78.2 passer rating on the season.
I mean, what am I missing here? Someone has got to come in here and tell me what I'm missing with this guy. And they every time I saw the play, this amazing play by Trevor, he almost ruined the play because he couldn't walk. Like, I don't get it.
Dude,
yes, he could throw the ball.
The game-winning touchdown where he falls over his own feet and flops like a dead fish, and not one Chief touches him until he gets back up and runs. It was like, I don't understand what happened. It's almost like the Chiefs stopped because I thought the play was down. This isn't college. Go touch the damn guy, and nobody touched him. Like, there has been some lucky situations with Trevor Lawrence. And
I mean,
a win is a win in the NFL, so I don't care. You know what I mean? But so the Jaguars are 4-1. Their losses to the Bengals, who are right now, they're not a better team than the Bears either.
Joe Flacco isn't coming in to save the day. Here comes Joe Flacco. I can't lose.
Here's Joe Flacco. Can you imagine Joe Flacco who can't move, and he is going to be behind an offensive line that blocks worse than that big piece of paper does for homecoming teams in high school? That offensive line is atrocious. Joe Flacco is going to die today.
Oh my God, Doubting Thomas. Yes, Justin Fields just as good. I bet you, get out Justin Fields' number. I bet you they're better than Trevor Lawrence's right now.
I bet you my numbers are better than Trevor.
I mean, I don't get why people think he's good. Correction, 45 passing yards.
He averages 200 passing yards a game. Does Trevor Lawrence. So if I look at Justin Fields' stats for this year, just to make you happy here, let's see here. We have got on the season Justin Fields. Where the hell is he?
Take your time. Junior saying Drake May is the best QB.
He has a 100.1 passer rating, which is almost 22. What is 22 points better?
That's better, right?
Yep, he's completing 67% of his passes, which is 7% more than. However, he has 754 passing yards on the season.
Not good.
6 games into the season.
Not good. Well, he was out a game.
Huh?
He was out a game for a concussion.
Oh, that's true. He's only played 4 games. 700. Yeah. It's still not good. Still less than 200 yards per game, but his overall numbers are better. 4 touchdowns, no winners, hasn't thrown an interception at all this year. And Trevor Lawrence has thrown 5 on 6 interceptions. And Trevor Lawrence has a better offensive line and better weapons around him.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Shut up.
And they're 0-6.
Shut up.
They are 0-6.
They are 6. They are.
Dude, can Aaron Glenn be on the hot seat 6 weeks into it?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's a.
Did you see the way they did that? Did you watch that game? Did you see the way they ended that first half? They had like 35 seconds left, and they just stood there, and they didn't run a play. It was like Aaron Glenn bet the Broncos first half total.
Basically,
Like they were like
the Jets, the Browns, and the Bears are like the same organization. Everybody's running. I'm convinced every one person is running all three organizations.
it is unbelievable.
It's like the Jets and Browns and the Bears. It only happens to those three teams consistently. Other teams do this stupid stuff. Even the best teams do it. Even the Patriots did dumb stuff when Belichick was the coach. But it's just consistently idiotic, terrible losses, not making the playoffs, bad quarterbacking. Like, it just never ends. And I thought Aaron Glenn was going to be different.
Yeah. Oh.
You want to do the games?
You want to pick the games?
Yeah, we were supposed to invite somebody on, but we didn't. Next week we will.
We didn't. I was going to invite Doubting Thomas, but you said not to, so I didn't. No?
What, Doubting Thomas? We can do Doubting Thomas. He'll be on. He'll be on. Speaking of
Doubting Thomas, I'll wear my Justin Fields jersey.
Speaking of the Cleveland Browns, week 6, we start in Pittsburgh. Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's -6.5. Woo! At home.
Yeah, I'll take
the quarterback Aaron Rodgers at the helm.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Browns to cover. I think the Steelers are gonna win this one outright, but +6.5 with that Browns defense is a lot of points. So I will take the Browns +6.5 on this one. You going with your brother Aaron Rodgers?
I'm taking the Steelers.
All right.
I'm taking the Steelers. He's not my boy. By the way, my brother, John Fitzgibbon, says, no, they won't. Redskins 45, Bears 21. Woo! Anyway, moving on. We move to Miami. Your favorite team. The Miami Dolphins against the Los Angeles Chargers, who haven't looked that good lately.
Yeah.
That's the Los Angeles Chargers. Miami Dolphins are +3.5 at home against the Chargers.
I'm going to take the Chargers because the Dolphins are the worst football team in the NFL. I don't even care that the Chargers are coming all the way across the country and playing a noon kickoff. I don't care. Chargers are this is a get right spot. The Dolphins are the get right team this year.
The Dolphins have lost me. So I'm going to agree with you there. Los Angeles Chargers. First agreement in 25 minutes that we've had. Not surprised there. Anyway, moving on, we go to New Orleans. +3.5 against the New England Patriots. You have to take the Patriots or your son will never talk to you again. Should I move on from there? Patriots looking good, man. They beat the Bills.
I'm going to take the Saints +3.5 because this is a look ahead spot for the Patriots because they have a date with the Titans next week, and it's Vrabel's revenge game. So I'm going to take the Saints to keep this one.
That's not a look ahead.
I think the Patriots win
this. A look ahead game with it would be if like the Patriots were playing like, I don't know.
You don't think Vrabel wants to take it to Tennessee?
It would be, but it'd be a look ahead game would be like if they're playing like Kansas City Chiefs or something. I don't know.
You're taking the Patriots and you're laying the points then.
I'm taking the Patriots. Yep. Okay, moving on. We were supposed to have a music bed to this as well, but whatever. We moved
staff on it.
Let's get that. Yeah, whatever. Baltimore Ravens. We go to Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens are 1-4. I'll say it again. The Baltimore Ravens are 1-4, and they're
that is terrible.
+6.5 against the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams going into Baltimore at -6.5. That's crazy. Do we have it?
Music.
I heard something.
Something's better than nothing, I guess. Yeah, look, I'm not taking the Ravens. I mean, it's just so bad.
I'm losing your audio.
Losing my audio?
Yeah, your audio was in and out. But
All
what
right.
else? You're not taking the Ravens.
No, I'm taking the Rams -3.5.
Are the Rams -3.5? Why do I see -6.5?
Is it 6.5? I'll take that too.
Yeah. Wow.
10.5, and I'll take it on this Ravens team.
Oh man, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens here.
You're
I think they're still coached well. They're at home. I don't see them going.
well. Have you watched this football team?
Yeah, I know. Historically, maybe I'm being historic today. I don't know. We moved to Indianapolis against your Cardinals. Indianapolis 4-1, probably the most surprising team in the NFL right now. I guess you could say the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I don't want to talk about them. We are in Indianapolis against the Arizona Cardinals. Indianapolis is -8.5 against your Arizona Cardinals.
They're -8.5 because Kyler Murray's not playing, but I think Jacoby Brissett can keep this team to within 8.5. I'm gonna take the Cardinals +8.5.
You're gonna take the Cardinals after downing.
I think Jacoby Brissett's a better quarterback than Kyler Murray. I said it.
Wow. You're going to take the Cardinals +8.5. I think I'm there with you too. I still don't believe in the Indianapolis Colts. I need to see more. I'm with you on the Cardinals. Moving on. Jacksonville, our favorite place. Another noon start. There's only one more after this. Jacksonville against Seattle in Jacksonville +1.5. Seattle's -1.5. Sam Darnold playing good ball, probably going to another Pro Bowl. He keeps playing this well. Again, I didn't finish it, but I'm glad these two teams are facing each other because Sam Darnold, everybody hates him. He might go to two Pro Bowls.
I already wrote down Seahawks -1.5. We can move on. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, let's go on. Yeah, I agree. On to Carolina, your Carolina Panthers against the Dallas Cowboys. Carolina +2.5. Where are you at?
Panthers +2.5. Panthers are 2-0 at home.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Panthers too. I think this Dallas Cowboys team at 2-2-1 somehow is still terrible.
Well, because our coach is like a coward and he doesn't trust his quarterback.
Yeah, and he's got a terrible defensive coordinator. Yeah. I know. I have proof. Anyway, moving on. The Las Vegas Raiders, one of the worst teams in the league, and the Bears just barely beat them against the Tennessee Titans, probably the worst team in the league. The Raiders are -3.5 at home.
Oh man,
I'm taking the Raiders.
I'm taking the Titans +3.5.
Okay.
They can't. Geno Smith can't throw a forward pass right now.
I know, it's weird. He can't. I love it. I love when quarterbacks can't throw anymore. I don't know why. It was Richardson last year, and we got Geno Smith this year. Anyway, moving on, another 3:25 game. Going into Tampa, San Francisco 49ers. I love this game. This is a game I'll be watching today for sure. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are so interesting. They're at -3.5. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. It has not been a bad bet to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the last couple of years, I think.
Yeah, it hasn't been, and I love Baker Mayfield because Baker Mayfield will find a way to win a game when he needs to win a game. But you said 3.5, right?
-3.5.
At 3.5, I will take the 49ers +3.5 because I think this is a game that the Buccaneers could win. But if they do, it'll be on the last second field goal as Baker Mayfield drives the team downfield and puts them in position. So I'll take the 3.5.
That's probably why they're at -3.5. Vegas knows what they're doing. Anyway, going over to Green Bay, your favorite place. 2-1-1 Green Bay Packers against the Cincinnati Bengals. Green Bay -13.5. I think that's the biggest spread we've had this year. There was one other one, but
it opened at 16.5.
Who you take?
That Vegas thinks that Flacco's good for a field goal.
Jordan Love's good for an interception. I don't know about in this game, but
I'm going to take the Bengals +13.5 because of what I said before, and that is that Matt LaFleur coaches like a coward and doesn't coach to beat teams like he should.
So, okay. Yeah, I agree. Cincinnati Bengals. I don't think the Green Bay Packers are as good as you said making it to the Super Bowl or other people are saying. at 2-1-1, tying the Cowboys team. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, moving on to Kansas City, hosting the Detroit Lions in Kansas City. That's the night game tonight, 7:20 p.m. I'm at Kansas City at -2.5. I'm taking Kansas City just for one reason. I don't think Detroit could be this good for this long. I mean, they've looked pretty good 4 games in a row. I don't know, 5 games in a row. I don't know. -2.5.
The Chiefs have not been good all year. This offense hasn't looked good. The defense hasn't looked good. They just lost a game to the Jacksonville Jaguars where the quarterback flopped around like a fish out of water for 5 seconds, and then he scored a touchdown. Jared Goff is good enough to beat this team outdoors. I think the Lions win this one. I think they win it by a touchdown or more.
Ooh, okay. See, my reasoning wasn't good there, but I'm still keeping Kansas City Chiefs. Anyway, the Buffalo Bills going to Atlanta. You had Atlanta as a pretty bad team. They're +4.5 against Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are -4.5 away after losing to the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills here, -4.5. And the reason isn't because because I think Atlanta is a team that can be good too. It's just one of those where they're just so inconsistent. You don't know which quarter. You don't know which Michael Penix is showing up week in and week out. You don't know which defense is showing up week in and week out. You don't know if they're going to use Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts the right way week in and week out. So I'm going to take the Bills. I think the Bills are pissed off. I think they're going to win this one pretty big.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Bills are going to win big as well. Tyler Warren just scored again. When was he taken in the draft? Why you got him in?
He was taken in 3 of my fantasy leagues in the 3rd round because I'm smart.
Where was he taken in this draft?
After Colson Loveland.
Wow. Anyway, the final game, the final Monday night game at 7:15 tomorrow. Chicago Bears at Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders are -5.5.
Well, you're taking the Commanders at 5.5.
Yes, I am.
Because you're a coward, and I am rolling with the Bears.
I'm a coward. That's why.
And I'm rolling with the Bears +5.5 because the Bears are going to win this game outright. And even if they don't win this game outright, it's going to be a field goal game. So it's a shootout. Always take the points in the shootout. Give me the Bears.
Over under on Fitz keeping up this beard charade. How is this a charade? It's real. It's happening. Some people kind of like it. Michelle liked it. Your wife liked it. You're this guy. Willy. Get this guy out of here. Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin beard looks kind of like yours.
Unbelievable.
All right. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's let people enjoy some football. I'm going to go enjoy some football. Let's have a week. If you joined us on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We are happy to be here. We are happy to, bring our talents to a new network, a rising network with rising voice.
Yes. We'll rise together like a phoenix in Arizona.
It's peel and stick.
I hate you. I hate you all. Thanks for joining them.
Tell your enemies.